Savuti is one of Africa's most dramatic and wildlife-rich areas. Join us in the Cheetah National Park as we further explore northern Botswana. From the air, you get a completely different perspective of the delta, seeing how vast it really is. Now we move to the next leg of the trip, focusing on the wildlife-rich Savuti region. This area sits north of Mababe, within Cheetah National Park, and has a real reputation for proper action-packed game viewing. This was meant to be a travel day, but what unfolded for us can only be described as incredible. The day kicked off with wild dogs, a rare sight at the best of times, but these weren't just passing through, they were actively on the hunt. Impala. I did my best to capture what I could, but with the vehicle moving and both the dogs and the impala flat out, it was seriously challenging. Still, I gave it a proper go. We were lucky to witness the kill. I put lucky in inverted commas because nothing really prepares you for it. The sounds, the smell, the sheer intensity of it all. It's as raw as it gets. It's Africa at its very best, but it's Africa at its very worst. 9 dogs made short work of a fully grown impala, finishing it within minutes, and in the end, only a few were left to enjoy what little remained. Wild dogs, also known as painted wolves, are some of the most effective hunters on the continent. Unlike big cats that rely on stealth and short bursts of power, wild dogs hunt as a team, using stamina, coordination, and the constant communication to wear their prey down over distance. Despite how efficient and at times brutal they can be, there's another side to them. They're known for their strong bonds, often caring for injured pack members and making sure pups eat first at a kill. It's this mix of intensity and loyalty that makes them one of the most fascinating species to watch in the wild. But these guys were still hungry, and as they set off again, clearly eyeing up another opportunity, we got word over the radio of an incredible sighting not too far from us. It was a leopard in a tree. The leopard didn't do very much at all. She was simply lying up in a tree, completely relaxed. She was probably staying put because of the nearby lions, so there was no real movement or drama, and she didn't feel the need to climb down. That in itself made for great opportunities for us. With the subject so calm and static, we could slow things right down, experiment with different camera techniques rather than chasing action. I felt the scene lent itself really well to a high-key approach, stripping things back, lifting the exposure and focusing on shape, tone and the elegance of her form against the lighter background. We still had some time to head over and see the lions nearby, spending a while with these magnificent animals before moving on. We also took our time to admire these incredible long eyelashes up close, one of those simple but unforgettable moments in the bush. Eventually we made our way to the edge of Mababe for a well-earned break, giving us a chance to take it all in and rest before moving on again. For a wildlife photographer, a rest means lying flat on your stomach in the dust and photographing. Photographing what, you may ask? Squirrels. But soon after that, Cheetah. This incredible day just kept on giving, and we came across a cheetah that was calling continuously, clearly unsettled as it scanned the area and kept calling out. We believe it may have been one of 2 brothers that had been separated, whether it was due to an attack from another predator or simply getting lost in the vastness of the bush. We'll never really know. But we weren't done yet. That afternoon, as we made our way towards camp, we came across a beautiful group of lions, 4 in total. They moved down to drink from the puddles left behind by the recent rains, which made for outstanding video and photo opportunities. As the sun began to set and we made our way back to the camp for some of Vic's delicious food, we took a moment to reflect on what had been an outstanding day. It really felt like one of those rare, perfectly timed days in the bush where everything just happens. And it leaves you thinking that surely only this part of Botswana can consistently deliver this kind of wildlife and these kind of encounters, so varied, so intense, all in a single day. The next day started almost in the same way. Wild dogs again. This time there were only 4 of them, and they moved quickly before disappearing into an area we couldn't follow. Still, it was a great sighting while it lasted. Even brief encounters like this are always special, especially with such an elusive species. But the day would end up being dominated by lions. Curious lions that continued lingering around the puddles to drink, but it wasn't all serious. There was a playful energy too. These were young lions, teenagers, full of curiosity and confidence, sparring with each other and testing boundaries between drinks. One particular root buried deep in one of the puddles proved to be unexpectedly entertaining, both for us and the lions. It kept them occupied far longer than you'd imagine, and they pawed, pulled and wrestled with it, clearly convinced there was something worth the effort hidden underneath. Some watched from a distance, but some remained convinced they would unlock the secret. They pulled, tugged and snapped at it in growing frustration, determined to get to whatever they thought was hidden beneath. But eventually, as only lions can, their energy faded and the scene settled. One by one, they gave up to the heat of the day and the comfort of the sun, and soon enough they were sprawled out asleep, completely at ease. The next day was noticeably windy, which you could see straight away from the way the birds were behaving on their perches. They were hunched in against the gusts, feathers ruffled, holding tight to branches and scanning the landscape between the blows. And of course more lions, bringing in the morning slowly, moving slowly through the wind as we eased into the day. This time we also got to see some of the big males, which is always a real highlight. There was a sense they'd had a busy night, a bit worn, a bit indifferent, just easing into the day in their own time. While they lay around, we also took the chance to turn our attention to some of the smaller subjects nearby and to spend quite a bit of time photographing some really interesting birds. But that afternoon we came across what can only be described as the cutest animal we'd seen so far on the trip. A tiny lion, curious and full of play, almost like a miniature version of the giants around it. It moved with the innocent confidence of youth, completely unaware of just how big and wild the world is at this stage. It may have been the cutest moment, but in total we saw 18 different lions across the area. The Northern Territory and the Renegades are the human names given to these incredible prides, each with its own character and dynamics. Savuti absolutely lived up to its reputation for lion encounters, but it delivered so much more than that. From action and tension to quiet, intimate moments, it was about the full unfolding story of the bush. On the final leg of this incredible journey, we head towards the Chobe River, leaving the open plains behind us as the landscape shifts and becomes greener in a place dominated by giants.